Hey guys.
Bear with me a second.
There you go.
I don't see my PowerPoint up here. Do you see it here?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's me.
No.
Just to let you know, I do not know the agenda, so I don't know if this pertains to anything. Um,
Inspector, you have the floor.
Good afternoon.
Right now, it's
Kevin
a
Maddox, Code
container.
Enforcement Inspector for City of Clearwater. This case is 147-25 for 2371 Chaucer Street. We met at the last MCEB board meeting, and the gentleman had a language issue, which...
Kevin, he's here.
He's here?
He is
Okay.
here. Yeah.
So this was a continuation from the last meeting.
Real quick, do you want him to come up and introduce himself?
Absolutely.
And board, I've got City Clerk Rosemary Call here to provide interpretation for the respondent.
Okay.
And we need to swear him in.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. If you could raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Is that, do you want?
Sí, sí, sí.
Okay, all right, thank you.
De nada, you're welcome.
And your name?
Si puedes decir tu nombre.
My name is Clemente Deza Teran. D-E-Z-H-A.
Got it, thank you.
Mr. Clemente,
Yes,
do
sir.
you admit or deny the violation?
¿Reconoces la infracción o lo niegas?
No, pues tengo que reconocer.
He admits.
Okay, would you have a seat, and we'll call you right back
Okay.
up soon, okay? Inspector,
This case is for one violation of Code Section 3-1502G1, exterior storage. Notice of violation was sent on
Hi,
July
Professor.
10th. Compliance date on August 11th. with
Whenever you
certified
get the
mail.
time,
This
I
was
would
signed on
love the
July 22nd of this year.
any information
This is the
of
house, the front
old
of the house.
residents,
When I first
or
noticed it, was developing a large
addresses
amount of
of,
items on the outside of
Scientology.
the house. You could see through the lawn and to
Again,
the
whenever
back
you
of the
have time.
vehicles, it was starting to stack up.
And I do not
On
know if this
August,
is any
11th, I
information
had
pertaining to
looked at it again, and
Scientology
at
or
this
not.
point, the garage
I
doors
just
now
got a
open and
notification
stacked very high,
and hopped
things
on.
were
So
continually coming outside
I
of the
do
house
not
and
know the
being
agenda,
worked on over the
but
months.
these are going over
Over here,
violations
stacked on the
of
left side of the
codes,
house and
municipal
in
code.
the
So
garage area and the. in the front.
hopefully,
On the 19th of
I don't know.
November, it has significantly improved, which was our last code board meeting, but there were still some items on the side of the house, items that were stacked in the front, and some items on the other side of the house that still needed to be removed. As of today, it's in that same condition where there's still the storage containers out in the front of the house. There's some minor things up by the garage on this side. Let's see if I can back up. The pipes were on the other side as well that still need to be removed. Compliance can be met by clearing any discarded or unused materials, interior furnishings, appliances, automobile supplies, equipment, construction materials, junk, garbage containers from the exterior of the property, and maintain it on a regular basis. Requesting compliance on or before January 14th, 2026 for case 147-25.
and the fine?
I'm sorry.
150?
I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Okay.
Or a fine of $150 per day per
Okay.
violation for each day the violation exists. Thank you very much.
Any questions for the inspector?
Yes. Have you been in communication with the owner, Mr. Troy?
I've attempted to stop by several different times. I did see one woman, and there was always a language barrier, and she indicated that it's getting cleaned. But over the months, it significantly got better in this last month or so, but it's just needs a little bit more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Clemente? All right, hang on just a moment. I need to have a motion made first for the violation. Do I have a motion?
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Clemente, go right ahead. Go ahead.
So, así que,
So this is a video.
This is video of his
Today.
property of today, it says. Y limpió todo alrededor de la casa. He says that he cleans up all around the property.
I put a new fence too. So,
Fence.
I put a new fence around the house.
Okay.
Bye, Professor.
Is this a repeat or is this?
I think so.
Yes, I take it twice,
Okay.
It's a loop, it's a loop. Does the board have any questions?
That's up today, taken up today.
Yes.
I have a question for the inspector.
Yes, I do too.
Mr. Maddox, Inspector Maddox, when was the last time you saw the property?
I inspected the property this morning about 9 or 10 o'clock.
Okay.
The video appears to not have an angle to see the pipes that are along the left side of the house, so I could not tell if that got removed between that time and just now.
Right.
It seems to appear, but I can't quite see the stacked boxes up by the front door and some miscellaneous things by the garage door. They're not significant, it's just that if the boxes and the pipes were removed on the left side of the house facing forward, that would be, in my book, compliance.
I would tend to agree. I'll just offer the observation that the video, I mean, it's good that there's a video, but I was not able to see the level of detail.
Yeah.
And it would, based on our experience on the board, it would seem prudent to have the owner get with you and satisfy your concerns.
Yes, and the same cat was right there by the truck. I could see that, so it had to have been within the same hour.
It's the
Yes.
owner of the house, the next owner of the house, the cat.
Just
Okay,
making an observation, yes, sir. It's all very within the same period of time.
thank you.
So, Mr. Clemente, do you have anything else you would like to add?
No?
Okay. All right, board, do I have any other questions?
Hi, Kathy.
Well, have you?
Hey, Peter.
Has you moved?
Okay,
the
I got a notification that this started. So it's just I do not know if there is what the agenda is,
If I can offer.
what violations, but I am just on here recording just in case. It's so code violations throughout the city, and then which case. This one is about his personal property having a container that is not approved and whatnot. Like I said, I do not know how many cases they're going to be
Mr.
talking
Clemente,
about. But
just stay in touch
these are,
with the inspector, okay?
yeah, just inspectors, volunteers that make sure the city,
If he doesn't go,
Yes.
so we do this.
or people in the city are compliant with their
I'll do
rules.
it.
Okay.
I
and
moved
it just
to enter
started,
An
so,
order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before.
I have no idea.
January 14,
But
2026.
I thought
The
since
respondent
we're
does not
keeping an
comply
eye on
by
the
that date,
city,
the board may
we
order
might
a
as-
fine
I might as
of
well scream it.
$150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Clemente.
good.
Next case is on the docket is case number 167-25. Respondents John Limham at 1659 Long Street in violation for code for exterior surfaces and roof maintenance and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Daniel Kasman,
Hey.
Inspector, go right ahead, Daniel.
I'm happy to inform you all, he did come to compliance, so I'm just requesting a declaration of violation for this case for
Okay.
both issues.
Do I have a motion for declaration?
Is this the typical, or is this a,
Complied prior,
after, I'm sorry?
complied prior.
Okay.
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
May I have a motion on the declaration? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Next case on the docket is case number 168-25. Respondents Street Dreams Trust by Cheryl Trueblood, Trey at 1400 North Martin Luther King Drive, in violation of code for exterior surfaces and abandoned building, and issue an order with the compliance deadline if compliance is not met. Greg?
I don't think.
Anyone here to speak on this issue? No, obviously not. Go right ahead, Inspector.
All right, good afternoon, Board. Inspector Dixon, City of Clearwater. This is for 1400 North Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, case 168-25. There's two violations of Code Section 3-1502B for exterior surfaces and Code Section 3-1503A, B1, 2, 3, and 9 for abandoned building. This case started at the end of July. There was, the mail was returned back, so I had to post the property in August. It's a commercial building along MLK.
I do not know how to find the current
It's got some,
agenda.
rotted wood. Just needs some attention. The grass wasn't being cut. There were some broke down cars on the property. This is a copy of the utilities. There hasn't been water at the place since 2017. That's about the same time the last business tax receipt was active there. Here's the property on day of posting. The grass is cut and the vehicles were removed, but the building's in the same condition. I haven't spoke with the owner. Here's a posting of the notice of hearing for today. And here's the property this morning, still in the same condition.
Inspector, he has contacted you at all?
No.
Okay,
The mail goes to this building.
okay,
They're not getting it, so if they're not going by it, they're not getting my postings or anything.
okay.
Do you have any contact information for the owner?
No.
Okay.
Compliance can be met for the exterior surfaces by replacing any defective structural or decorative elements of any building wall and ensure all exterior surfaces are free of mildew, rust, loose material, and faded peeling paint. Compliance can be met for the abandoned building by correcting all code violations, visit the property regularly to ensure the grounds are kept neat and no other violations occur on the property. I would like to request compliance on or before January 14th, 2026, or a fine of $150 per day per violation if compliance is not met.
Okay. Are there any questions for the inspector? Bob, any questions?
Nope.
Okay. May I have a motion on the violation?
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before January 14th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next case is continue to January. Case number 170.25. Final respondents, JEMB, Pontico LLC at 100 Carnoa Drive, in violation of code for prohibited signage, and issue an order with a compliance deadline if compliance is not met. Mr. Burkhart.
Good afternoon,
Yeah,
Board.
before.
Stephen Burkhardt, Sign Inspector for City of Clearwater. All 5 cases today presented by me are declarations of violations. That means that case and following cases, they are in
My brain
compliance as
fog.
of today.
I do not
I'm
know
just
if this
asking the board
pertains
for
to
declaration of
anything
violation.
important, but I got a notification.
May I have a motion
I
on the
cannot find
declaration?
the current agenda.
I move to find the
I
respondent
passed.
was in violation of the code
That
as
might as
referred
well
to in the affidavit in this case. The
Find
violation
out
was
what's
corrected
going
prior to
on
today's
in,
hearing. And to enter an
Science
order that
land.
no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
All in favor?
Second?
Thank you.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, all right, second.
All in favor?
All in favor? All right,
Aye.
second. All right, motion carried. Okay, but you're on the next one too, okay. Case number 171.25, final respondents, DC Clearwater Beach. One Property LLC at 309 Coronado Drive, in violation of code for prohibited signage, and issue an order with a compliance deadline if compliance is not met. Inspector?
Right, Stephen Burkhardt, Sign Inspector. I'm asking for a declaration of violation for this case.
May I have a motion on the declaration?
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
All in favor?
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Keep forgetting about that part.
So we're here to help.
Thank you.
Keep you straight.
I need it too, boy.
You're doing fine.
Next case is 173.25. Respondents Palmer Charles E. Jr.
310?
Did I miss
Three
one?
point ten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
310.
One right above it.
Right above.
I'm reading to it, 310.
We're reading 311.
310, 172.25.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll skip down one. Okay, case number 172.25. Final respondents Beach Eats Enterprises, what her name, LLC at 395 Mandalay Avenue, in violation of code for prohibited signage, and issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Anyone here to speak on that case? No. Okay, Inspector, you have the floor.
Right, Stephen Burkhardt. The case is in compliance as of today, and I'm asking for declaration of violation, please.
May I have a motion on the declaration?
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next case, Bob, make sure I'm on the right case. Okay. 312, 311, case number 173.25. The respondents Palmer, Charles E. Jr., Trey Palmer, Charles E. Jr., Rev Trust, Joseph Pilara, Vivian Pilara, Peter Pilara, and Melissa Arnett at 431 Mandalay Avenue in violation for prohibited signage, and issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Anyone here to speak on that case? Obviously not. Mr. Burkhart, you have the floor.
Stephen Burkhardt, the case 173-25 was in violation, and as of today is in compliance, so I'm asking the board for declaration of violation.
And may I have a motion on the declaration?
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, The board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next case will be case number 174.25. Respondents Pelican Walk Plaza LLC at 483 Mandalay Avenue in violation of code for prohibited signage and issue an order with a compliance deadline and find if compliance is not met. Mr. Burkhoff, again, you have the floor.
Stephen Burkhardt.
Sure.
Case 174-25 is in compliance as of today, so I'm asking the board for declaration of violation.
And may I have a motion on the declaration?
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Burkhardt. Next case is continued to January, okay. And we're going down to, wow, that's continued. Case number 181.25.
No. 3.16? Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, it's continued.
Wow.
Yeah,
I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
we're
Okay.
skipping way down to 181.25.
You're right.
Find respondents Andrew Smuckler at 2901 Brigadoon, there he is. And you're just in time to read this one. We're on 3.19. Oh, you want me to read it for you? So you can catch up? Okay. Okay, 3.19.
All right, next case up on the docket is 3.19, case number 18125. Find respondents Andrew Smokler at 2901 Brigadoon Drive in violation of code for exterior surfaces and clean roof, and issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on this? We come forward, sir?
He's not sworn in yet.
Was he sworn in?
He's not sworn in
Correct.
Yes, he was sworn in.
Were you sworn in, sir?
yet. He was just sitting there.
Yeah, he was sworn
I don't believe.
Greg, here's your
Do you
book.
swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire
in.
testimony?
We didn't stand up.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smoker. Do you admit or deny the violation?
Admit.
Admit it? Okay, will you have a seat right there? Can I have a first motion, please?
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Good afternoon, Board. Jared Daniels Senior, Code Inspector. This is about address 2901 Brigadoon Drive. It's one violation for Code Section 3-1502.B for exterior surfaces. The notice of violation was sent out on 4/15/25 with a compliance date of 5/21/25, and the certified mail was received signed on 4/29/25. This is on the day of the first initial inspection, just the top mold and mildew, whatever. This was after the compliance date, same, it's still in the same state. And this was this morning, still in the same state, I think. Compliance can be met for exterior surfaces by replacing any defective structure and decorative elements of any building walls and ensure all external surfaces are free of mildew, rust, loose materials, and fading/peeling paint. Requesting compliance on or before February 1st, 2026, or a fine of $150 per day per violation if compliance is not met.
Board, do we have any questions for Inspector?
Yes. Have you been in conversation with the owner?
I spoke with him on site before, and he assured me that he was working on it. It was some more things to the unit that were fixed, but this was just the only thing that's left to be done.
Okay. What else did you see there that has been fixed?
That has been fixed?
Yeah.
Oh, they painted, he pressure washed the whole unit. It was more mold and mildew on the rest of the, unit that he did clear up. And, he assured me that he couldn't reach it with the pressure washer, so he was supposed to be going further to try to get up there and get that all cleaned up.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Board, any other questions? Mr. Smokler? So how's the progress going on this property?
I'm making progress. Originally, there was also like debris on the roof. I had the HOA trim more of the tree line because mine is an end unit and it has a ton of tree branches that get old, whatever dried out, and they fall on the roof. They fall on the front of me when I come out of my home, which is unsafe for me. But they did do that. They did fix that. There was also damage to my posts, which I caulked, is that the right word? Caulked and repainted. I also had a handyman come over and do some siding on the back between the two AC units and painted the closest paint that we could. I've had pressure washer on the side of that mildew that you just saw. It removed most of it, but unfortunately due to the Florida heat and whatever not, it has grown back. I've been also pressure washing it quite often. I tried to get on the roof myself, but unfortunately my ladders aren't big enough. I don't have any family or associates that I can get larger ladders to, but I will remedy that with either a professional company or buy just a new ladder myself, because the companies that I have asked to help me, they won't even speak with me without getting money up front first, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. But I have every intention of fixing it by whatever date, because even though it's in the back and it's not being seen by anyone, it's still part of my responsibility. It's part of my home. I want my home to be a good reflection of the community.
Very good. Sounds like you're taking care of a lot of stuff.
I'm trying.
February 1st is going to be plenty of time for you to get the rest of everything
Yes,
in
sir.
compliance?
Yes.
Board, do you have any questions for Mr.
Sounds good to
Smokler?
me.
No? All right, can I have a second motion? Thank you, sir.
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before February 1st, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries. Next case is 3.21 on our agenda, case number 183-25, five respondents Elizabeth Anderson at 200 Leeward Island in violation of code for unsafe building and issuing order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on this? Yes?
She hasn't been sworn
Have you been sworn in, ma'am?
No.
in. No.
Real quick, get to it.
You swear
She needs to state her name.
Ms. Anderson, will you come up to the podium, please? Will you state your name? I got a couple questions to ask you.
Elizabeth Anderson.
Can you state your name and address for our clerk?
Okay, it's Elizabeth Anderson, 200 Leeward Island.
Ms. Anderson, do you admit or deny the violation today?
Admit to the
You
violation.
admit to it? Okay, if you want to have a seat right there, we'll have the city present their case, and then I'll get right back to you.
Sit where?
Can you move that rope for her so she don't have to go all the way around? Thank you. Miss Anderson, you can just go right through there, hon. You can just turn around and go right through there, so you don't have to walk all the way around.
We've spent a lot of time together.
Inspector Larson, you have the floor.
Thank you. My name is James Larson, Building Inspector. This is case number 183-25, 200 Leeward Island. We have one violation, Section 3-1502, property maintenance requirements. Minimum building code requirements, all buildings shall be maintained in accordance with the Florida Building Code, Fire Prevention Code, International Maintenance Code. Section 3-1503, nuisances. the existence of any of the following specific buildings which are abandoned, boarded up for a period of 6 months, partially destroyed, left of a period of 3 months, a state of partial construction, provided any unfinished building or structure which has been under construction 6 months or more shall be deemed and presumed to have been left for unreasonably long period of time. Notice of violation, 10/16/2024, so it's over a year, 27 days after receipt of notice is the compliance date. Certified mail was returned signed on October 25th, 2024, and the property was posted October 16th, 2025. Notice of hearing posted 10/16/25, notice of hearing. Here you'll see, here's the location, it's at 200 Leeward. These are pictures of the structure. The building was on fire after the hurricane flooding.
Was the fire during the hurricane?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
And there's her car in the garage. And this is what it looked like yesterday. She did have it cleaned up real well, as you can see, but it's still in violation as it stands. For compliance to be met, have a licensed contractor obtain and complete required permitting to elevate the structure according to design flood elevation, or for compliance to complete demolition of the structure. Obtain and complete the permit by March 18th, 2026. We're asking the board to authorize the city of Clearwater to enter onto the property to correct the violations by any means necessary and any reasonable cost to be applied as liens against the property. After 3 months from the recording date of such a lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies under state law, under the law. And that's pretty much where we stand.
Now, when the city says by any and all means, does that mean even demolition of the property?
That's,
Of the structure?
yes, sir.
Okay, well, how do you determine that as far as?
Well, the situations, because of the, the flood and the hurricane, the FEMA rules apply.
I know they have to be elevated.
Yes, sir. Sure, I mean, I've seen it in the past where they will leave some of this top of it, but as the way it stands now, it's not.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to hear Bob's opinion too.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mr.
Bob.
Cannon.
Based on my experience with the FEMA rules, if a property is damaged in excess of 50% of its actual value at the time of a storm, and repair costs exceed that 50% value, then the entire structure has to be brought up to code, including elevating the structure if it's below the base, what they call the base flood elevation. And so, based on what I see here and knowing the location of it, when you have a slab residence, there's no
Raising.
feasible way to lift that slab. The economical route is that typically the property would get demolished and then a new structure built that is at an elevation that complies with the FEMA rules.
Start
So
off.
what that means in our world is that the only feasible economical route on this thing is that it get demolished.
It comes down.
Thank you.
Board, do you have any other questions for Inspector?
Is there a recommended fine?
This isn't a nuisance, is it? Chase?
No, it'd be a lien.
Well, it's unsafe building, and that
So what would be the daily?
Mr. Chair, we have cited to the nuisance code provisions, but we have not brought it through the expedited nuisance abatement procedures. This is, as you can see from the timeline, this is something that we've been extending multiple times, trying to work with the property owner. And I'll just add that, with regard to the FEMA rules and that sort of thing, when when someone applies for a permit to repair something that's been damaged by a storm, that the floodplain administrator for the city will make a determination on the 50% rule, whether or not the repair would exceed that 50% rule, as the board member was explaining.
And that comes at the time that they apply for the permit.
When they apply for the permit, and so there could be a substantial damage determination or a substantial repair determination made through that permitting process. That decision is then appealable up to the Community Development Board if the person disagrees with that decision. I'm not familiar with the specific details for this. I don't know if the building department wants to chime in on that, but they do have the building official, the floodplain administrator, I should say, can make that determination of substantial damage. Essentially, what we're asking for here is just the authorization to go and demolish it if it's not done within a certain time. The other thing I would add to that is that I'm not sure if the property owner can explain whether or not the property is homesteaded or not.
It is homestead.
The city cannot foreclose on a homesteaded property, so I just make that clear. We would never even attempt to do so. It's expressly prohibited. For a lien in this type of situation, for demolition, we would go through a procurement process. We would get quotes from demolition contractors and engage that if this was all authorized, and then the work would be done. The liens that would go against the property, I know in talking with the clerk, in other cases we have worked out payment plans and things over time. That's something that we would be open to. We understand the hardship of this situation, so I just want to make all that clear on the record before we move on.
Okay. Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Ms. Anderson, can you come back up, please? Are you okay? Do you need some water or
Take your
something?
time,
Yeah, take your time.
Keep telling me to take my time, I'm gonna drop dead.
Don't do that. We're very sorry for your loss, by the way.
Yes,
Yes,
we are.
we all understand.
It's
I
devastating.
have a lawsuit, you know.
It's heartbreaking. Do you plan on pulling permits to try to get this?
I would love to have my house back.
How did you-
I'd be in the house making Christmas cookies. No, I don't know. I'm planning, but I had one builder, constructor, and I looked on Zoom or whatever it is, and they said he was unreputable, so I have to be very careful.
Is your homeowner's insurance helping you?
My homeowner,
Your insurance, are they
I
helping?
had no insurance. My mother died, and I took care of her, and just a year before I stopped the insurance, because they wanted $2,000 a month because of the water and the waterfront. So I stopped the insurance.
So as of right now, you're basically the only thing that,
Is the lawyer in that Hyundai case, because the car, when during the hurricane, I opened the garage door and the whole house blew up, and the neighbor's mad because the pool was a mess. That was my fault. But he should have been worried the house could have blown him up, and his house too. Thank God it didn't blow anybody, neighbor on either side, as long as it was mine. That was the only luck I had.
Where are you living now, Mr. Anderson?
Yesterday I was going in a motel, but my dog knows how to press the electric button, and she doesn't want any dogs, and he's going in the motel ahead of me. She said, "Get out," in Orange Blossom. She was Polish.
Yeah, I know that motel.
He knows how to he figured out how to press the button in the back of the car.
Okay.
But sometimes I stay in the car. Sometimes I used to go at FEMA, Fairfield Hotel. That was lovely, but, it was only for a duration.
Yeah.
Ms. Anderson, do you have any plans in place or any idea how you're going to deal with the property or what you're going to do?
Well, I had Kevin, a demolisher, because the city wanted $25,000 to demolish it. He said he could do it for $6,000 and the pool. So I'm calling a lot of people. I didn't know anything. For 6 months, Hyundai said they were gonna give me money because of the car was on a safety recall. And I took it to Fitzgerald, and they told me it was fine, that I could take it, put it anywhere in the car, anywhere. And the fire inspector said the brakes, they didn't replace the brakes, he checked it, and that's why it blew up.
Do you own the property?
My mother gave it to.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
What
in
good
the
is it
end,
now? I don't even-
in the end, it will be.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's okay.
it's just part of life, Miss Anderson. We understand.
It's gonna be okay, everything's
I'm
gonna work
sorry.
out, it is.
Cry.
So you're in the process of talking with demolition, trying to find demolition
Yeah,
contractor?
and sometimes I ask contractors, because a lot of contractors said they could fix because my neighbor said there's 4 walls, you can do something. But the city, you know, they say this, now they gotta have a pillar, and they have cast iron pipes, and I can't, you know how it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've really tightened the grip down there on the islands, and, you know, because of.
I've been there 57 years.
It was different codes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so, do you think that they've got a March 18th deadline on this? I mean, do you think that by March 18th, you're gonna possibly be able to get
Oh, you don't call anymore, he is,
you know,
I keep calling.
you can get somebody out there to maybe, look at it, make a decision one way or the other. Because what we're gonna do today, is just go ahead with our procedure, and you'll have until the March of the 26th, or 18th.
So I can cry all through Christmas in that burned out house. You can all come for a Christmas party. We can,
You come Christmas at my house if you want to. But we're gonna go ahead and go through our order, and then you'll have until March the
embarrassed.
18th. It's okay, it's okay, stuff happens to the best of us, son, and you had no control over this.
yeah, but I did have control in the beginning. I thought this last night, I should have sold that right away. But I think of my mother dying and being here for so long.
I understand.
Well, you can still sell the property after it's, comes back into compliance.
Yeah.
That's why I say in the end, you owning it is gonna help you.
It's gonna help you really well. I mean, I know.
What can I do, Bill? If Hyundai doesn't give me any money, I'll live in there in a tent?
Land?
That's not
The
funny.
land's worth a bit, down there on the island. That land with no building, just a flat piece of
Yeah.
dirt, is worth a lot of money.
That's gonna be in your
And that's gonna
favor,
be
yeah.
in your favor, yeah,
If I make it, if I make
You'll.
it.
You
you'll
will.
make it completely.
You're gonna be fine.
You're gonna come out of this, and you're gonna be just fine.
I'm sorry,
Oh, that's
We're good.
okay. It's all right. So, yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and go through our orders, and then, you'll have until March the 18th. Keep calling some people, maybe get some from builders out there and see, just get some ideas, before you make the decision to sell. Okay?
I just got new glasses, so I feel like a drunk, I can see is all so good.
I'm actually uglier than I really look, so your new glasses are probably helping.
That Coke bottles are so cheap. Okay.
All right, well, thank you, Ms. Anderson.
We know you're overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but don't let it consume you, okay?
All right.
Happy holidays, guys.
You too, Ms. Anderson. Can I get I got a first motion on this, right? We did get a
I
first.
don't think we did.
I don't think so.
We didn't get a
No,
first.
there is no first.
Can I get a
There is
first
no-
motion on this?
Is this a nuisance abatement?
No.
No, it's a regular.
No, it's not a
Yeah,
nuisance.
not yet.
It's not an unsafe building, because that's what the,
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First motion carries. Can I get a second motion?
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before March 18th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of, is it $150?
No, there was none.
We're not asking for
is this the right motion?
I think he was
Shouldn't
asking
we
for
be using the
We are
unsafe
requesting
building
abatement authority.
motion?
Oh, all right.
So would the abatement motion be appropriate for?
I didn't ask for the abatement.
We-
Is that what you
we-
want?
We asked for I mean, essentially, it's the same remedy that we are requesting, where the city's requesting if the deadline is not met, that the city be authorized to enter the property and correct the violation.
All right, so that would be under the unsafe
Unsafe
building,
buildings.
but in that language is the word foreclosed, and we've rendered an opinion.
Well, you can't
that-
I mean, you could say it, but it doesn't matter because they can't. So you could put the I mean, if it suddenly isn't homesteaded, then they could.
All right, so we just read the order as
Yeah,
written?
so, right.
And that would be the.
It's just a
the-
question of what the city's able to do.
And skip the fine.
That would be the,
You just let it play out.
Right, we're not seeking any kind of fine, like I
Okay.
said, we would, if the deadline was not met, then we would discuss as a city staff what the next step would be, and we would, hire a contractor through our procurement, and, we go demolish the building pursuant to the board's authorization.
Okay.
With regard to the homestead issue, we would never foreclose on the homestead property, but as the attorney said, if the property changed ownership and lost its homestead status, then we would at that time, that could be a potential means to collect whatever expenses the city incurred.
okay.
I thought this was a nuisance abatement.
Well, I won't even read that, I'll just skip it.
No, it wasn't a nuisance abatement.
Right.
We're on an unsafe building.
Unsafe
Yeah.
building.
All right. I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before March 18th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the city may take all reasonable actions, including entry onto the property to bring the property into compliance and charge the respondent with all costs, which will become a lien on the property. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Second motion carries. All right, next
Good
up.
luck, Ms. Anderson.
You too, dear.
Thank you.
Can I ask her? Ms. Anderson, are you available to stay till the end of the meeting?
Our next case is going to be 323-22 on our agenda case 184-25. Find respondents William R. Black at 2390 Willow Street Trail in violation of code for unsafe building and issue an order of compliance, deadline, and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on that case? No? Okay. Well, I can go ahead with our first motion.
Is
No?
there,
Oh, okay, hold on, let's wait a second.
I'm sorry, are we on 3.22?
3.22, yes.
Stand up.
It started before I got to get, everything was running smooth until I walked in, pretty much. I think it was me. Pretty much.
Thank you. Item 3.22 will be continued to January.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
case number 184-225 will be continued until our January meeting. Okay, 3.23 on our agenda has been withdrawn. Case 3.24 on the agenda, case number 186-25, find respondents Level 13 Asset Management LLC at 534 South Keystone Avenue in violation of code for permits and issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on that case? No? Inspector Reese, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Code Board. I'm Inspector Catherine Reese, also known as Cat Reese. Might as well put that on record now. For case number 18625. This is for one violations for permits required, section 4-203.A.1. Specifically, this is for an installation of new posts on the deck and the railing replacement. First notice was sent April 10th, 2025. And my final notice was sent May 19th, 2025, with a compliance date, on the original compliance date of May 19th, 2025. I posted to the property on December 5th this year for the hearing. This is just to give you an idea of where the location is. So it would be south of Crest Lake Park, just east of Lake Drive. And it's a picture of the physical posting for the hearing. And This started as, I started as, on a housing case for this property. So I can testify that deck was not like that during my housing inspection. I've had no communication with the property owners ever. They just went about to try to fix, I guess, what they could, but, again, on my housing, it did state that they required permits, for such work. And that was my picture as of today. Compliance could be met by obtaining an issued permit and completing said permit, requesting compliance on or before January 19th, 2026 to obtain an issued permit, and 6 months from issuance date to complete said permit. If the violation continues to exist, impose a fine of $150 per day each day the violation continues to exist. That's it.
And you had no communication at all?
None at all.
I've seen a car there, so is someone living there, yeah, you think?
It's
maybe?
tenants.
Oh,
I've
tenants.
talked to tenants
Yeah,
on the property,
but never owners.
but never the property owners.
Kat, when was your compliance date?
The original was May 19th.
So it's been a while.
Right.
No, not the original.
January 16th?
January 16th?
Oh,
The
January,
latest.
yes, but I picked the, yeah, so January 16th, I believe.
Okay. I
No,
missed it.
January, it says January 19th.
19th, yes, because I
The
went to the
19th.
next business, open
Okay.
business day.
Gotcha, thank
From
you.
a month from today, but
Oh, okay.
Okay.
not counting the weekend.
Board, do you have any questions for the
Yes.
inspector? Go ahead, Mr.
So there's no permit of any, record of any kind for the deck work that was built?
No, sir?
Okay. And no communication from the owner whatsoever?
No.
Okay. Did they sign for the certified mail? Do you know? Did they
No,
get-
that is why I posted on the property. I also posted my notices on the property as well.
Gotcha. No communication whatsoever then? Okay. All right.
Have
Thank
you
you.
looked on the property records to see where the owners are at? Are they around here, or?
It's an LLC,
Oh, so, yeah.
and I believe their address is in Ocala, if I'm not mistaken, just off memory, writing so many notices.
No LLCs ever live here.
No.
They own properties. So, yeah, board, do you have any other questions for Inspector? No? Can I have a first motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First motion carries. Can I get a second?
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before January the 19th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by the date, the board will order a fine of $150 per day per violation. For each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Second motion carries. All right, next case on our agenda is 3.25, case number 187-25, filing respondents Vicky Lynn Bishop at 1028 Iroquois Street in violation of code for permits and issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on that case? No? Inspector Reese, you have the floor.
Right, Inspector Kat Reese, this is in reference to 1028 Iroquois Street, case number 187-25. And this also will be for one violation, section 4-203.A.1, for permits required. No person shall commence any construction, demolition, modification, or renovation of a building or structure without first obtaining a building permit, specifically for the installation of the pool. This is a old case that I have taken over from a previous inspector. So the beginning, their first notice of violation was sent September 28th of 2020. With my final notice that was sent June 3rd of 2025. Their original compliance date was October 13th of 2020. And I did have to post to the hearing for the notice of hearing on December 5th. This is located on Iroquois Street, which is just east of Fort Harrison, and just south of Calumet Street, more common street. That is a picture of the property and my posting on December 5th. This is a Google Earth image of said pool. And there's the street view from January 10th of 2019. And then another aerial view of February 23rd of 2025. I have had contact with Ms. Bishop. However, given the time that, how long this has been going on and reading through the notes from the previous inspector, saying that you're going to get something done, and it's been quite some time. I did extend her twice. She does have a contractor who put in for the pool permit. However, he has not met the conditions on it, and I did make it clear to the contractor, without the permit being issued prior to code board, I would still have to continue on with the case, so that we can ensure that we get an issued permit and have final inspections on this pool. So that's why we're here today. These are the conditions that need to be met. The contractor, the narrative that they put into the permit does not match what the permit technicians are seeing in, for the permit. So they need to fix that as well. And then they'll be able to get an issued permit. So compliance can be met by obtaining and completing a permit or removing the pool. Request compliance on or before January 19th to obtain an issued permit, and 6 months from issued date to complete said permit. If the violation continues to exist, impose a fine of $150 per day each day the violation continues to exist. And just to add, Ms. Bishop is aware that if the contractor didn't get this done, that I would be presenting it at code board. I'm surprised she's not here.
So this is 5 years
It's a very long time.
to pull a permit.
Yes.
That's unreal.
That's unreasonable. I mean, that's like,
Well, did it, I'm curious as to why the gap, just not for any particular reason, but for
It's a
understanding.
great question. I can't speak on previous inspectors. I know for me going forward, I want to stick to a reasonable timeline so we don't have very old cases like this coming before the board without a reasonable explanation as to why. I assure you that won't happen on my area.
Nobody's holding you responsible for.
Right, I know. I
the
just
fact
wish
that
I
it's
had
set
answers
5
for
years.
you, but I don't.
when was the original permit? When was
In
the permit?
2020.
I don't think we've ever heard one that long.
Are you allowed to, like, permits go for 5 years?
Oh, no, so the permit that was,
When
sorry,
was
let
that?
me go back for you, so that way you could, I know what you mean now.
That might have been just a
That was the
violation.
violation, there was no
Right.
permit.
Right.
So the permit itself was applied for on December 11th.
Of this year?
Yes.
So,
So,
just
right.
4 days ago.
So I'm confident, even with me presenting it here, that the contractor advised me, I'll have it done before code board, so you can get it withdrawn, but here we are. So I
So
just
you-
can't take people's word for it, especially when it comes to a permit. And a pool, we need to ensure final inspections, because it was a stop work order.
But even so, the violation's been there 5 years.
Yes. And there is no statute of limitation.
Mr. Chair, there is an Attorney General's opinion that recognizes that there is no specific statute of limitations applicable to code, ordinance, city ordinance violations. And then given the fact that unpermitted construction is an ongoing thing, you're gonna see, as Ms. Reese has taken over some cases that kind of got stale over just staffing issues, I suppose, that you will see some of these as she's picking up the banner for them. But we've looked at them, we've talked through it. It's our position that the statute of limitations does not apply for these types of violations. Each and every day, you've heard that phrase, each and every day the violation exists is often treated as a new violation itself. So we are talking through some of this, trying to figure out the best way. With permits that have been applied and were not properly closed out or were expired, and then properties are sold to bona fide purchasers with those issues, the building code statute lays out a process that allows the building department to close out some of those expired permits, but that's only if, there was kind of a permit in process from a previous owner, and then you've got a arm's length buyer who kind of bought into something that they didn't know they were getting. That's kind of a different situation from completely unpermitted work altogether. I hope that answers some of your questions, but the board will likely see some more of these in the coming days, and we're happy to talk through some of that with you.
And the city's not asking like retroactive back to whatever date that was.
2020?
Whatever the violation.
Started
for
we wouldn't be
fines.
able to do that. Now, there is a sort of a statute of limitations in the code enforcement chapter with regard to repeat violations, because there's a 5-year time limit to where you can apply a repeat status. But outside of that, we would not be trying to backdate any of these things. We're just trying to clean up some of the records and move these
Correct.
folks forward.
All right, no worries.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. King.
That looks like an above-ground pool, am I
It is.
correct? All right. I know for an in-ground pool, and this is not necessarily part of our thing here, but is the security fence that's typically required, is that any part of this?
That's a good question, yeah.
And
The
typically
safety,
around the
yeah.
pool, you have to have a security fence to keep kids from
Right, but what
falling in.
we are here for today is for just specifically for the permit for the pool being installed.
Give her time, give her
Okay.
time.
They'll have to comply with today's code, because
Right,
they've
yeah.
not, even though it
Absolutely.
was installed back then, they didn't apply for a permit. So they'll come in, they'll apply for a permit, and then it'll be reviewed under the applicable codes today.
And it just somehow never made it to us until now, since
Yeah.
back then.
Right, I can't speak
No,
to
I know,
that
I'm just,
specifically.
that was
I don't
just a
know if
blank
if
sta,
anyone
just
over
a
there-
blanket statement, you know, that I can't believe we haven't seen this come before us before at 5 years.
Normally, we try to keep things on a timeline. We have, standards, operating procedures that we apply in terms of timeframes, but there's no legal requirement that we initiate a case within a certain time. The city always has discretion, and quite often we do work with people. I think in these situations that Ms. Reese has taken over, some of that has been kind of some of the staffing issues that we've had.
Yeah, no worries.
Ms. Reese, have you actually seen the pool yourself?
No, but I have spoken with her and I have the emails that there's
No, I
no
was just-
denial of the pool.
No, the reason I'm asking you that is if you had seen it, you would have seen if there's a security fence around it, but you haven't seen it.
Correct.
Because that's a concern, regardless when it comes back up, it still needs to be a security fence around it.
Yes.
Well, and per Daniel's point, I mean, I'm sorry, Jared. It's got to comply with current code, and if the current code specifies a fence, then in order to get it past inspection, it'll be there, so
Okay.
the process will handle it.
Hopefully
Should.
this will,
I hope so, after 5 years.
Yeah.
this will move the contractor along to get the permits, cleared out. Any more questions for Inspector Reese in this case? No? Can I have a first motion?
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First motion carries. Have a second?
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before January 19th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, second motion carries. Next case is 3.26 on our agenda, case 188-255. Respondents Angel Investment Group of Tampa Incorporated at 1039 West Avenue in violation of code for permits. And issue an order with a compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on that case? No? Inspector Reese, you have the floor.
Okay, Inspector Reese, this is a reference to 1039 West Avenue, case number 18825. There's one violation here, again, for permits required, section 4-203.A.1, specifically for an installation of a shed that is over 100 square feet that is on the property. The original notice was sent August 20th of 2024. My final notice was sent May 13th of 2025. The original compliance date was September 10th of 2024. Here is the physical posting of the notice for hearing on December 5th. And this is the shed that is in question, that requires the permit. At the time of inspection, they do have extension cords running across the back of the yard into the shed there, as well as on the other side. That's the side that you see from street view. And that is a street view.
Wow.
That's a tiny home, ain't it? That's not a shed, somebody living in
That's a
there.
barn.
The previous inspector it came in as someone who's living there, but we have to be able to prove that, so with
That's
the,
just common sense, I mean, somebody's living in that thing.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. See, they even got the lawn chair out front, the lazy
Right.
boy out there,
Right.
you know, to sit back at night and watch the mosquitoes.
yes, and that was my pictures from today. Just for good measure, I did go ahead and take measurements of the shed. So it looks like from side to side, it's going, it's 10 feet, over 10 feet on one side. Oh, sorry.
16.
10 feet
And-
long?
Yeah, and 15 on the other. So it's over 100 square
yeah.
feet. That's the
Yeah.
point. And,
150 square feet?
right. Compliance can be met by obtaining an issued permit and completing said permit. We're requesting compliance on or before January 19th, 2026 to obtain a permit and 6 months from issuance of permit to complete said permit. If the violation continues to exist, impose a fine of $150 per day each day that it exists. Any questions?
Yeah. I noticed from the street view photo that it looked like this thing was like 2 or 3 feet from the fence. I'm assuming part of this may be a setback issue.
It appears that it will be a setback issue, as well as it appears that the structure is in front of the primary structure. I'll go back to that. But again, with the process of getting a permit and having proper documentation, that will resolve or actually give them their options of what they need to do. Let me go back to it. Okay. So maybe my other angle, there we go. So you could see this is the primary structure here. And it's very much past,
It's
before
extended,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Any
Have
other
you,
questions, board?
have you been in contact with the owner?
Absolutely no contact, just with the tenants of
Okay.
the primary structure.
Got you, okay. Thank
I've
you.
attempted contact,
It's never the owner.
knocking on the door of the shed, but I've never had anybody open it.
What did the tenants say about it?
They know better.
I mean, have they said anyone to live in it? Or no?
Well, they have, but in order for that to even apply, they would have to be willing to come testify.
Right.
Which a lot of people are very afraid to do that. Their housing situations, whatever
Yeah.
that may be, are not willing to do that. So that is my reasoning for not going forward with an ADU.
Okay.
They still have to think about safety if something happened, if somebody was actually
Correct.
living in there, and something did happen, heaven
Yeah.
forbid that,
You want this one?
we see that on the news.
Oh, sure, I'm ready.
Okay, any other questions, board, from Inspector Reese? All right, can I get a first motion on this?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First motion carries, go ahead and get a second.
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before January the 19th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Second motion carries. All right. 3.27 on our agenda has been withdrawn. 3.28 has been continued to our February meeting. 3.29 on our agenda, case 191-25, find respondent Richard and Nicole Pendleton at 3268 San Mateo Street in violation of code for permits, and issue an order with compliance deadline and fines if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak on that case?
Yes.
Will you come forward,
Oh,
sir?
okay.
you give me a moment to speak to Nicole?
Okay.
He's not sworn in yet.
Yeah, I was
either.
gonna say, there was no one sworn in.
Nobody's sworn.
Yeah,
That's
so
one.
he's effective more than Kim on. So.
She's for you on it?
Yeah, she is.
All three of them were here. It's a mess. I'll tell you about it in
Okay.
30 minutes.
Are they, okay.
For a second, I was happy, thinking that shed was your shed.
I was about to say that.
When I seen the red pop up, I was like, that's Mr. Kenny's shed. That's how we met.
It's big as a barn.
I can't.
That's how Mr. McKinney, me and him met. He was out there trying to, he was trying to shoehorn 10 pounds of stuff into a 5-pound bag, and it wasn't working.
I came to argue for a guy
Yeah.
that had a 31 by 12 shed.
No.
Are you ready?
All right, let me bring up San Mateo for you.
Couldn't get a variance.
I'm gonna talk to the defendant here real quick, and then I'll get right back to you, Inspector.
Yep.
Sir, will you come up here to the, first you need to be sworn in, since you didn't get here, so.
Sorry. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, will you come up to the microphone, will you state your name and address for the record, please?
Richard Pendleton, 3268 San Mateo Street.
Okay. Mr. Pendleton, do you admit or deny the
I
violation?
admit the
You admit?
violation.
All right, if you'll have a seat right there, we'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Can I have a first motion, please?
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First motion carries. Inspector Reese, you have the floor.
Inspector Kat Reese with the City of Clearwater. This is for case 191-25 at 3268 San Mateo Street. This is for one violation for permits required, section 4-203.A.1. The first notice of violation was sent out May 27th of 2025, and my final was sent July 8th of 2025. Original compliance date was June 16th of 2025, and we had signed certified mail on both June 17th and 26th of 2025. This is this is for pavers that were installed in the front of the property. So these were the original. Again, I've taken this over from a previous inspector, not that old, thank God. Up until today, I had no communication, so we have discussed, he is the property owner now knows, there are revisions, because it is an owner-builder permit, that need to be met in order for him to get an issued permit. So I will work with him to aid him as much as I can through that process to make sure his conditions are met to get an issued permit. So these are the list of the conditions that not have been met yet. This is a picture of the property today. So compliance can be met by obtaining an issued permit and completing said permit. Request compliance on or before January 16th. Actually, I'm sorry, if I could please correct that to the 19th, like everyone else. 2026 to obtain an issued permit, and 6 months from issuance of permit to complete said permit. If the violation continues to exist, impose a fine of $150 per day each day the violation continues to exist. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the permit for?
It's for the pavers that were.
The pavers?
Mhm.
Okay.
Based on your review to date, your knowledge of the case, is that a reasonable amount of time? Based on the conditions in the case, is that a reasonable amount of time?
I
for a
have
permit
asked
to be-
the property owner, he is okay with that time.
Okay, thank you.
But do you feel it can be issued within that timeframe?
Even if it isn't, if he's working through that process, I have the discretion to give him more time, and I gladly would do so. As long as I have communication from someone, I'm always happy to help, work with them on the timeline.
Dana will take care of it.
So the pavers were installed without a permit?
Right, it is an after-the-fact permit.
Okay.
Mr. Pendleton, would you like to come back forward? I guess she answered everything that I was gonna ask you, you know, with.
Come on up.
Come on up, yeah. So you're gonna have all this taken care of by the January 16th?
Yes, I will. I don't have to
Yeah,
travel
that's all I
until
was-
then.
she said
Oh, that's
that.
what you're gonna
That's
ask?
what I was gonna ask you. And the board may have any other questions for Mr. Pendleton?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Mr. Feldman.
Can I get a second motion, please?
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before January 19th, 2026. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such liens.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Second motion carries. Okay, now to old business item, accept the affidavits of compliance for case 4.1.1 through 4.1.5. Can I get a motion?
I move to accept the affidavits of compliance as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just confirming, you did state that item 3.30 was to be continued to January 28th?
No,
Well,
I
it's
didn't.
already on there.
I did not say that.
Okay, but normally he's
I
he's
do.
been
I
stating it
skipped
on
over
for the
it.
record,
It-
so
yes.
we
For the
do have,
record,
we do have individuals waiting for that statement.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I
Con-
skipped right over. it.
Continue. Okay.
Item 3.30 on our agenda, case number 197-25, is continued to January 28th, 2026.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. 4.2 on our agenda has been withdrawn. Case 4.3, case number 71-25, accept the affidavit of noncompliance for respondents Ann S. Collins Estate at 1877 Springtime Avenue for exterior surfaces, roof maintenance, and door and window openings. Inspector Dixon? Yeah.
This is the condition of the property this morning. Still has tarp on the roof, the windows are boarded up, and exterior surface issues, so we'd ask that you accept the affidavit of noncompliance.
All right. Any questions for Inspector? No? Can I get a motion?
I move to accept the affidavit of noncompliance and issue an order that imposes fines and states if the fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed. The city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next case is 4.4 on our agenda, case number 92-25. Accept the affidavits of noncompliance for respondents Catherine Baisley, Patricia Croft, and Philip Lamont at 30 Island Drive for address numbers and roof maintenance. Is there no one here for that? No. Inspector Castman? What you got for us?
Come on down.
Looks,
I'll certainly show you what I got. I was just curious, are we presenting affidavits of noncompliance if there's no one here now?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to
Do
talk
you guys
about
want to
us.
see it?
Nah, we don't have to. We don't need you.
Well, yes, it's still
still
in
inoperable?
noncompliance. I mean, if you want, they did put the address on the house, but they did it in a way using spray paint, and they spelled it out, and it's on the garage, and that's just not the proper way of doing the address.
All right, well,
I guess not.
we will take your testimony as true, and can I get a first motion?
That's what I need.
I move to accept the affidavit of noncompliance and issue an order that imposes fines and states that fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed. The city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, now on to nuisance abatement lien filings, case, agenda item 6.1, case number 195-25, accept the nuisance abatement lien for respondents SJS KKS LLC at 1090 Apache Trail for lot clearing and issue an order with a compliance deadline and authorize the city to mitigate the violation if compliance is not met. There's no one here for that. Inspector Dixon, you have the floor.
Inspector Dixon, Code Compliance Inspector for the City of Clearwater. This is case 198-25 for 1090 Apache Trail. One violation here for accumulation of trash and debris. The property is posted mid-November with a compliance date, that's the wrong compliance date, 5 days, or 10 days after that. And certified mail was returned to the office on December the 15th. It's an odd-shaped property off the Pinellas Trail, just south of Sunset Point near the creek. posting from the 21st. There's,
Wow.
it's a large homeless encampment back there. There, at the time of posting, there's 3 or 4 tents back there.
Was there anybody there when you went and took those pictures?
I didn't do that, I was on vacation, but,
Oh, okay.
no, I don't think there was. When I took these pictures on the 10th, there were a couple people there,
Yeah?
but there's, a couple more tents moved in. I know the owner, I've been in contact with him, he started cleaning it up on Sunday, I think.
So he knows there's people living there, yeah?
Yeah, so there's just debris. The tents have been removed, but there's still quite a bit of debris back there. He's pretty confident he can get it done within these 5 days, but if he doesn't, I'd still like to order just in case we have to go in there and clean it up. So compliance will be met for the accumulation of trash and debris by removing all discarded items, trash, outdoor furniture from the property, and requesting compliance 5 days after the board renders its order.
Okay. Board, do you have any questions for Inspector Dugan?
No.
All right, can I get an order?
I move to enter an order finding the respondent in violation of code and requiring the respondent to correct the violations within 5 days of the board's written order. If the respondent does not comply within the time specified, the city may take all reasonable actions, including entry onto the property, to abate and maintain the nuisance and charge the respondent with the reasonable costs which will become a lien on the property. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries. Next is 6.2 on our agenda, case 199-25, accept the nuisance abatement lien for respondents Freddie Harvey at 1152 Beckett Street.
It's marked withdrawn.
That's been withdrawn.
It's withdrawn.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
My bad.
There's one agenda I didn't get to.
6.3 will be the next.
All right. I apologize. Agenda is 6.3, case number 200-25, accept the nuisance abatement lien for respondents Richard Ango at 54 Somerset Street for inoperative vehicle and issue an order with the compliance deadline and authorize the city to mitigate the violation if compliance is not met. There's no one here to speak on that. Inspector Maddox, you have the floor.
Kevin Maddox, Code Compliance Inspector, City of Clearwater. This case is 200-25 for 54 Somerset Street, nuisance abatement. Originally, I got this call from the police department, referenced the vehicle, and so I went out to take care of it and some other items which have been in compliance. This is the last remaining item. One violation for code section 3-1503B6, inoperable vehicle. Notice of violation was November 21st of this year. Compliance date by December 1st of this year. The green card was received, signed, and it was posted. This is the vehicle in front. The posting is on the back. There was also a sticker in the front. You could see it from all sides. These are just pictures showing the state of the vehicle. On the 1st of December, it remained there. I did have contact with the owner. He called me. It was a story of an ex-girlfriend's car that he could not get removed, and he made a statement of just letting the city take it. Compliance can be met for inoperable vehicle by ensuring all vehicles are roadworthy, have inflated tires, and display a current registration sticker on the license plate assigned to the vehicle. For case 200-25, requesting compliance 5 days after the board renders its order.
All right, any questions, board? Nope. Can we give a motion?
I move to enter an order requiring, I'll give you that again, I move to enter an order finding the respondent in violation of code and requiring the respondent to correct the violations within 5 days of the board's written order. If the respondent does not comply within the time specified, the city may take all reasonable actions, including entry onto the property, to abate and maintain the nuisance and charge the respondent with reasonable cost, which will become a lien on the property. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, if there is nothing else before us today, board, once again, I apologize for my being late.
It's all right.
And we will be adjourned.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So you're crazy. Yeah, I didn't know. I got a notice, and so might as well tune in. Thanks for hanging out with me. But seems like the city is very picky. And Scientology can do what they want. I think regardless, the rule doesn't exempt religion or thoughts. The rule is the rule. So, Attorney General should follow those rules. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in with